Hi guys, welcome once more to your regular slot, safe pregnancy, safe delivery. We do it on HSOM. We also do it on a new channel. From time to time, you see our posts on both. So we are continuing with the postpartum period because our new moms have been asking a lot of questions. One of them was, how do you cope when you have a baby at hand and then you discover that you are pregnant? We have already answered the question on, will you breastfeed when you have a baby at hand? So how do you cope with this? Because one woman told me she was practically going through depression.
Yeah.
So how do you handle this, Sister?
The very first thing that helped me during that season was the fact that I received constant support from you with my husband. You were there with me throughout the season. Yes, you were occupied with school and all of that, but when you could help. And when you were not able to help, you ensured that I had an extra hand to give me help in the house. But one thing you must make up your mind is that children are a blessing. The children have come. That's the first thing. In your mind, don't feel frustrated, don't feel discouraged, don't feel there's a fault of your husband, something happened, why? All those questions will not help because the kids are already there.
Sometimes you start accusing your husband that he's living his life and only getting you pregnant. Only getting you pregnant.
Yeah. So when you accept psychologically that these children are a blessing, it helps a lot. Sometimes you may even be alone. You can be in a country where you cannot have help, like in a setting where you can have help every now and then. What can you do? It's a matter of months to years that you need to sacrifice to be there for them. And they are going to grow up and very soon to be independent and be easy for you to handle. So the first thing is for you to plan. Because the baby is still tender and then now there's really another one in the abdomen. There's some people that really have exaggerated pregnancy symptoms. It can
I'm telling
really be
you.
wide, especially during the first trimester.
Mm.
But it's a season, it's a matter of 2, 3, 4 months, and you're going to be much better. So one thing you need to do to ensure that the young baby, should not feel your absence. As much as is possible, give the child attention. And then when you know that you cannot really do it, just try to rest. When you take some time, for example, to sleep, to eat well, drink a lot of water to hydrate yourself, and then stop thinking so that your brain can also be at rest. Because the more you think, the more you get worried, the more you start having things like headache, the more your body can easily break down, not even from the work that you're doing, but from the
Mm-hmm.
psychological stress that
Mm-hmm.
you're going through. Sometimes
Yes.
depression is even more demanding than the work that you're doing physically. So that's what we say the first thing is to accept that that's the situation which you find yourself in. Secondly, it's not going to last forever. It's for a matter of months, and everything is going to be fine. The children are growing, and before you know it, they become independent. Thirdly, take care of yourself. Don't neglect yourself.
Very
Do
important.
your ANCs, take your drugs, eat well, drink enough water so as to hydrate yourself,
Mm.
and ensure that health wise you are healthy so that you can take care of the young one and ensure the baby that you're carrying also grow healthily to term in your womb, because stress is always to affect the baby. And you don't want something that after some months you have two babies to worry about. Let the baby develop
Mm-hmm.
well, let the baby comes out and you have a good mother, good baby.
Really.
And as much as possible, seek help. Seek help. If you're where you can pay for help, sacrifice and pay for help. If you're where you cannot afford help, let your spouse talk about to your spouse and you see how you can divide the labor so that he can be actively involved in helping you. Now if you have elderly children at home, for example, that can give you assistance, maybe you have a child who is a bit bigger but not that mature, you can start training that child on even how just to carry the baby and
Mm-hmm.
sit down. It
Mm.
gives you a lot of time for you to rest and do other things.
Mm.
For example, you can have a toddler who is maybe 3, 4 years but is a bit mature.
Mm.
Then you have maybe a 1 year old baby and another one. The 3 or 4 years baby can help you to do a lot that you will not even imagine. So
Yes.
start giving the person the chores that the chore the child can do for you, and it's going to relieve you a lot. Or just singing to the baby, clapping for the baby while you're hearing to do some other thing. It relieves you of all that pain and all the stress and all of that. So that sin is temporal and is going to pass. Talk about it to somebody. Sometimes we want to go in for therapy just to talk about what you're going through, especially in cases where you cannot have extra help. and you feel that you're getting depressed. Postpartum depression is real. Sometimes, because of the season in which you find yourself in, unconsciously you get into depression. You're angry about everything, nothing makes you happy. Things that you used to like, you just start hating everything. You start getting angry with the innocent baby.
You are regretting so many things. You are
Yes.
regretting so many things. The changes that occurred in your
Your
body,
body.
the way that you gain, but know that within 6 weeks your body returns. Sometimes it takes 6 months, depending on the type, the pathway by which you deliver, maybe by
Yes.
C-section or vaginal delivery. And
Mhm.
then don't be regretting that your career is on a standstill because, like she said, something very important: psychosocial support and your thought life, your thought patterns. Don't be regretting because many women at the beginning always think about abortion first.
Oh, a blessing from God.
They want to
Yes.
abort. They say, "No, I cannot take care of another baby. This is why it's bringing me so much stress, especially when the baby at hand is naughty and wants your attention at all times." Sometimes you feel so drained. You feel so drained that you start regretting your life. And then you look at your husband. Sometimes some of these men are not easy. He's not even supporting you.
He's
Come back,
enjoying
he
his
eats
life.
him. He's even accusing you that you did not cook for him. He goes him to sleep. And then you have to stay
Ah,
up with the baby, and then you are experiencing pregnancy symptoms. The baby is crying. You have to take care of. Encourage yourself in the Lord like David.
yes.
Don't be downcasted. David cried until his people almost told him because your stress can cause you to lose that baby,
Yes.
and you further feel bad.
Yes.
Your baby can grow poorly, as she said, very important. So encourage yourself. Follow the counsel she gave you.
And one thing that you can do too is that if you've taken care of the baby, you know the baby is not wet, baby has eaten, all things being equal, and the baby keeps crying, allow the baby to cry.
Really,
The baby will
really.
not cry blood.
This is Rema.
Allow the baby to cry. Sometimes dissociate your emotions. Let the
Mhm.
baby's cry not be entering your heart at all times. The baby may say as if it's piercing through my heart. The baby will not die.
Bible says that if a baby cries, the baby will
Do
not
not
cry
cry
blood.
blood. Because sometimes that what brings stress. You don't want the baby to cry even the least. Crying is part of growth for children. The baby needs to cry so that the lungs can
Eh?
develop very well. So if you've done everything that you need to do and the baby keeps crying, just let the baby be
Mhm.
and allow yourself to breathe.
Yes,
Breathe,
yes,
mom.
yes.
Breathe.
Breathe. And if you are sure that the baby is safe,
Yes.
allow the baby to cry and sleep you.
Yes.
The baby will cry and sleep.
So it's very tough for mothers. Mothers
Very
are always
important.
like, no.
So if you are a man listening to us, please provide support to your wife.
Ah.
When I was in
Okay.
school, at the heart of specialization,
Yeah.
very demanding.
Ah.
I used to return home sometime at midnight, stay up with the baby
Yes.
till around 3 a.m.
You tell me to
for
go
her
and
to
sleep.
rest. And she'll go and sleep. I'll stay in the parlor, in the living room with the baby. Baby, sometimes I'll be singing
Singing.
songs to the baby while baby. Sometimes the
You're
moment you
sleeping.
just sit, the baby will start crying. And I'm tired too, so I
They
have to
can be
stand
so
up and be
nasty.
singing around with the baby while she rests. When
Yes.
she will rest for like 3 hours, at least 2 sleep cycles, I'll wake her up and then while I sleep and get to her 6, sometimes
Start ready
5
to
a.m. to
school.
prepare and start going to work to the hospital.
Yes.
I did this and I supported her.
Yes.
Secondly, we got help. We got help. Man, please get help for your wife. Get help for her. It's very important. You can have permanent help, somebody that lives with you in the house, or someone that's coming and
I'm
going.
going. I'm
That
military
is a
help.
great relief to your wife. Don't be
Great relief.
classifying your wife and making her feel lazy.
Are you the
You
first
don't
person
know
to
the
get
demands. That's why you
pregnant?
see the woman getting depressed or feeling as if her life is not advancing. She's
Yes.
already feeling like that. Her body has changed. Her career is on a standstill. She's carrying your baby. She has another, and then you are not supporting her.
Everything
So
just
if
goes
there is
up.
no help, become the help.
Help.
Become the help if there's no help. And
Thank
that's so
you,
important.
our favorite OBGYN. We so love you, Dr.
Mm.
Nzometia. Mwah.
Thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome. On to our next slide.